Moana is a live-action disaster for Disney at the box office, but what if we told you part of the problem is they kicked out lots of people who would have really helped the movie over DEI, diversity, exclusivity, not inclusion. That's the way we define it these days. So, what went wrong? What if we told you that Lin-Manuel Miranda, the prolific songwriter, the guy who made the Moana tunes, well, he couldn't even sing one of the tunes. Because it turns out for the live action movie, he's just not Polynesian enough. It's a wonderful day, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming our way. If you are new to the channel, just know we're here for you 4 times every day, releasing content, explaining entertainment, and keeping you ahead of the culture curve. As we dive in today, folks, swerve on over to that like button, smash it, and you know what else? Click it and stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. The cost of diversity and inclusion, DEI, has struck Disney yet again. Why did Moana tell audiences you don't want to be here? You're not going to buy tickets? Well, maybe because they got rid of the fan favorites, and here we go. From Cinema Blend by Mac Rodden, it says why Lin-Manuel Miranda is no longer the lead vocalist on a key Moana song. Well, that's just genius, isn't it? Let's go ahead and justify more reasons why Moana failed. Here we go, folks, and I'll explain it for you. A lot of Moana fans are talking about the similarities between the OG Disney animated movie and the live-action adaptation.
There are similarities? What?
I think what they're actually talking about is how badly this is flopping, but okay. It says a lot of the more interesting conversations are around the changes that were made. Some of them are bigger and will be obvious to anyone who has seen both movies, but there are also a lot that are more subtle and won't be immediately noticeable to the casual viewer, of course, who did not go see the film, so it won't matter anyway. As an example, ladies and gentlemen, megastar Lin-Manuel Miranda no longer sings "We Know the Way." No, he doesn't sing that. No way, go away, Lin-Manuel Miranda. You're not allowed. Why? Hang on, I'll explain. It says he's the most prominent voice in the original version of the standout track that's been streamed nearly. Yes, he is.
Opatai Fa'oi is the person who sings the start of that song, and then he comes in on the chorus.
Okay, but he leads the chorus. He's the English singer.
He does. I'm disagreeing with the articles.
And open seas. That's what we know who we are. That thing. Okay. He returned to work on the music for the new movie, but ultimately the team decided to replace his vocal with Moses Mackey. Now you might say, okay, well, they had a better singer. No, they did not. It has nothing to do with that. And they could have released the thing with Lin-Manuel Miranda singing in a slightly different way. They didn't do that. So why? Why did they do it? Here you go, folks. When it came time to make the new movie, both Cale, okay, that's director, and Lin-Manuel Miranda felt like it was a good opportunity to turn the track over to a Polynesian voice. So Lin-Manuel Miranda can't sing the song because Moses Mackey is Polynesian and Lin-Manuel Miranda is whatever Lin-Manuel Miranda is. I don't know. I'm not going to presume to know. We could look it up.
He's New York, Puerto Rican, I believe.
Maybe, right? He is. But, okay. He's not allowed to sing. Meanwhile, we're going to get Moses Mackey. And I'm sorry. It's just not as good. I listened to it. It's not as good. So it says, felt like an opportunity to have a Polynesian voice. Lin was the first person to say, yes, let's go do that. And we found an amazing singer to join us, Moses. So that's the voice that you hear in the vocal. Now, why then did the crab, what's his name, Jonas? What's the crab's name down there? Shiny crab. What's his name? Tamatoa.
Tamatoa didn't always feel so glam. Who
plays that guy? Is it the same guy?
Jermaine Clement.
Okay. Do you know why he gets to reclaim the role, Jonas?
Well, because he's got Maori ancestry, and he's also got a great voice.
And because he's playing a crab.
Right.
So it turns out if you're playing a crab, you can be anything.
Well, no, they hired him because he's Maori, probably because Taika Waititi is a good friend of his and wrote the original script for Moana. He's since kind of said there's almost nothing left from his script, but I'm sure that Jermaine...
Taika Waititi wrote the first Moana script?
Yes, he did. Yes.
No way.
Absolutely. Yes. So...
All right. Yep. Well, bottom line here. So why, Jonas, did we not get some of the folks who worked on the first movie in it, like Lin-Manuel Miranda, featured in the film itself?
Because they couldn't afford him.
Okay, wait. Okay. Now that's an interesting angle. So are you telling me that you think that They're virtue signaling that we couldn't put Lin-Manuel on the track because he's New York, Puerto Rican. He's not Polynesian. We had to get a Polynesian guy named Moses. And in fact, Jonas, you're saying that the reality is it would have cost them extra cash to get Lin-Manuel Miranda to sing again. Is that what you're...
So
I can't believe you would say this.
Look at this entire situation.
This is harsh.
So obviously there's a lot of cross-pollination between Moana and Hamilton. Tommy Kail, who is the director of Moana live action, was the director of Hamilton and was there from the start of that first White House event where he premiered the first Hamilton song. Christopher Judge, he's black. He played Washington in Hamilton. He's in Moana as a Pacific Islander. It's not like they've become more woke since then. They were just as woke at the time in their American history musical that features very few white people in lead parts. So this is one of those things where they're picking and they're choosing what they want. As The Rock gets older, he's wanting to choose his Polynesian heritage to be like the primary thing about him, when he was intentionally race ambiguous in the first part of his career. It's just funny watching them just fall over themselves in all of this. Flight of the Conchords actually has a scene and Taika Waititi was of course involved in that in some way as well, where Jermaine Clement actually refuses to participate in something because he's half Maori. Now, the thing they were trying to get him to do was offensive in the show, and it's hilarious that he didn't want to do it. But Clement as Tamatoa is perfect casting. But Lin-Manuel Miranda refusing to sing on We Know the Way on a chorus that has no language in it that is for him to speak, that is
right.
is whatever language they're speaking, Polynesian, let's say. Opatai Fo'oi, who they're apparently not bringing out for the press on this, wrote all of the native language stuff for the original musical soundtrack. I also noticed, I think Christoph Beck was one of the trio of people who wrote songs for this. So, you know, there's a lot of race shielding going on, which I think audiences are getting more uncomfortable with. But the real truth of it is, Lin-Manuel Miranda had nothing to do with Moana 2. And Lin-Manuel Miranda did one song that sounded like it was the leavings of Moana for the soundtrack of the live action Moana. So I think it's one. And who did they bring in for it? Ali Cravalho.
So, well, and the problem is when she starts singing, you've already been listening to all the songs in the live action Moana and thinking, you know, this girl's trying her best and this is not her fault. I mean, that's the right. She's singing great, but you can't match Ali Cravalho. Okay, so and then she comes in, on the beginning song of the credits, and you go, "Yep, that's Moana." There's the actual Moana voice. So, Jonas, my question for you is regarding Moana 3, because I would say that's a film that's deeply in danger now. They've destroyed this franchise, and Tangled will not face this kind of an issue. But when they do Moana 3 now, do you think they're going to try to do everything with Polynesian actors still? Or are they going to say, you know what? We've had enough of this. We're going to be authentic and we're going to try to cast people, but it's okay if some pale-skinned fellow decides to write a lyric or two. It's okay if Lin-Manuel Miranda wants to sing, or we pay him exorbitant amounts of money to sing a line or two. It's okay. We don't have to scrub everything that's not Polynesian from these films.
Right. So I think that if they have any sense in their head, they'll bring Lin-Manuel Miranda back for whatever rate that he wants to pay for this. But also I'm going to point out that live action Moana didn't do that great at the box office. Neither did the Mufasa, the Lion King, and Lin-Manuel Miranda was on the soundtrack for that. The fact that the Tony Awards, where Hamilton swept the Tonys for, in the same way that the producers did all those years ago. My Broadway knowledge has reached its limit here for the most part, by the way. I think it was a big moment for Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is very talented, and he needs years to write good music the way he did with Hamilton, or a team like he did with Moana. And I don't know that Disney is in the business of hiring teams and having patience to make a musical, which takes 5 or 6 years to do it and be willing to put it back to the drawing board. I think they're more on that DreamWorks. And I don't even mean to insult DreamWorks, because I think current DreamWorks is better than this. now. But they're on that DreamWorks thing where they're either doing refreshings of their IP or they're trying to get something out as soon as they can. I say that with full knowledge that DreamWorks has kind of changed as a studio and is actually a lot more serious about what they do. Wild Robot was beautiful and should have got them Best Animated Picture. So I think that if they don't bring back Lin-Manuel Miranda for number 3, they're silly. But I'm going to point out that Moana 2 introduced the idea of multiple pantheons of gods, specifically African gods, coming in. Well, that's the story.
That's because it was supposed to be episodic. It was a crappy episodic TV show that and we smushed all that into a silly movie that doesn't work. What a horrible film! So destroyed the franchise, and here we are.
They've made Moana into a god. And they have basically
they're going to scrub that. That's got to go.
Put together the idea. No, she's got some kind of magic glowy skin thing that she's on the level of Maui now.
We can just erase that now. It's time to just erase it, John.
Or she'll be depowered immediately and give it to somebody who is more deserving. And
memory hole it. Act like it never happened. That's what I do in Moana 3. I'd be like, Moana 2 never happened, and the live action never happened, and let's just go.
That's what a sane person would do. But what Disney is going to do, if Jennifer Lee Disney does this, they hand the power set onto someone who is a darker skin tone than Moana, and then they reset Moana to be a wayfarer again.
Nobody screws up like Jennifer Lee. What a joy, what a pleasure, folks, to get to make a video for you, and thank you for watching the entire thing. We could not do this without folks like you. We could not do this without the truly dedicated and those who care about what we have to say. And you can share this out with even more people by clicking that like button, by sharing this out across the social medias, and by doing this one thing, folks, that we don't say enough. Click it and stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Until the next time we spend time together, folks, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.